My family ambushed me at mom's house. They wanted my ex to raise my child. I laughed, but they weren't joking. Their plan was unhinged, dangerous. Then my lawyer found something. I'm Emma, 30 years old, 7 months pregnant, and living in Portland, Oregon. My husband, Liam, is my rock. We've built a cozy life together in our little house near Forest Park. But my family, that's a different story. My mom, Susan, and my sister, Claire, have been a nightmare for years. They're obsessed with controlling my life, especially when it comes to my ex, Ryan. It all started when I was 16. Ryan was my brother Ethan's best friend, charming and popular in our small town of Salem. We dated through high school, and everyone thought we were perfect. But I never felt it. When he proposed right after graduation, I said no. My heart wasn't in it. That decision sparked a firestorm. Susan cried for days, saying I'd thrown away my future. Claire called me selfish, insisting Ryan was my soulmate. Ethan stayed quiet, but I could tell he was torn. The drama fractured our family. Claire doubled down, inviting Ryan to every holiday, every barbecue, every Sunday dinner at mom's house. It was suffocating. I moved to Portland for college, met Liam during a study abroad program, and everything changed. He was kind, grounded, and made me feel safe. We got engaged after a year, and I thought the past was behind me. But Claire, she never let it go. She'd send me texts about Ryan, leave voicemails about how I'd grow out of Liam. It got so bad I cut contact with her 6 years ago. No calls, no texts, no nothing. Susan wasn't much better. She'd drop hints about Ryan, saying he still asked about me. I begged her to stop, but she'd just sigh and say, family knows best. Ethan and my dad, David, were the only ones who respected my choice. They welcomed Liam, loved how happy he made me, but the peace never lasted. A few weeks ago, Susan called me. Her voice was sweet, almost too sweet. She invited me to lunch at her house in Salem, an hour's drive from Portland. I hesitated. My gut screamed not to go. Liam offered to come, but I told him I'd be fine. I wanted to believe mom just missed me. Maybe she'd changed. Maybe she'd finally accepted my life with Liam. So I got in my car, drove down I-5, and pulled into her driveway. The air felt heavy, like a storm was coming. I should have listened to that feeling. I walked into mom's house in Salem, the smell of her famous lasagna hitting me. For a second, I felt nostalgic. Then I saw them. Claire, my sister, I hadn't spoken to in 6 years, sat on the couch. Next to her was Ryan, my ex, looking smug. My stomach dropped. This wasn't lunch. This was a setup. I turned to leave, my heart racing. But Mark, Claire's husband, stood at the door. He's a big guy, works construction, and his voice was low. Sit down, Emma, for your own good. I froze, my hand on the doorknob. My pulse pounded in my ears. I wanted to scream, but I sat. What else could I do? Susan started, her voice dripping with fake concern. Emma, we're worried about you. She gestured to Claire, who pulled out a letter. Claire's eyes gleamed as she began reading. We know you're pregnant, and we think you're making a huge mistake. I blinked, confused. Then it hit me. They weren't just meddling. They were delusional. Claire's voice got louder. Liam isn't right for you. Ryan is. She pointed at him, and he nodded, like this was normal. We believe, she continued, that once your baby is born, Liam should sign over his parental rights to Ryan. I couldn't help it. I laughed. Hard. The idea was so absurd it was almost funny. But their faces? Dead serious. Susan chimed in. Ryan's always been family. You broke his heart, Emma, but he's willing to forgive you. Ryan leaned forward, his eyes locked on me. I'm ready to step up, Emma, for you and the baby. My laughter died. This wasn't a joke. They actually believed this. I stood, my chair scraping the floor. You're all insane. I'm married, happily. Liam is my husband, and this is our baby. My voice shook, but I didn't care. I headed for the door again. Mark stepped closer, his arms crossed. Don't make this hard, he said. My chest tightened. I felt trapped, like a kid again, cornered by their expectations. Claire kept talking, her letter shaking in her hands. You tore our family apart, Emma. You rejected Ryan, and now you're throwing away your child's future. She listed reasons why Ryan was perfect for me, each one crazier than the last. He'd bought a house in Salem, had a steady job, loved kids. I wanted to yell that Liam was all those things and more, but my words caught in my throat. Then the front door burst open. Ethan, my brother, stormed in. His face was red, his fists clenched. I'd never seen him so angry. What the hell is this? He shouted. He looked at Susan, Claire, then Ryan. You ambushed her? Ethan grabbed my purse from the table. Emma, we're leaving. Now. Susan gasped. Ethan, stay out of this. But he ignored her. He turned to me, his voice softer. Come on, Em. I followed him, my legs shaky. Claire yelled after us. You're ruining everything. Ryan just stared, his jaw tight. Mark didn't move, but his glare followed us out. We got to Ethan's car, parked in the driveway. I slid into the passenger seat, my hands trembling. Ethan slammed his door, gripping the steering wheel. I'm so sorry, Emma. I didn't know they'd pull this. His voice cracked. I started crying, the weight of it all crashing down. It's not your fault, I managed to say. But I wasn't sure who I was convincing. We sat there, the engine off, until Liam and Dad arrived. Liam pulled me into his arms, his face pale with worry. Dad looked at the house, his eyes dark. I can't believe Susan went this far, he said. I sobbed into Liam's chest, the betrayal stinging, my own family, trying to rewrite my life. Ethan stayed close, promising he'd have my back. For the first time in years, I felt like I wasn't alone, but the fight was far from over. The drive back to Portland was a blur. My hands shook as I gripped Liam's arm. Ethan kept apologizing, his voice tight. Dad followed in his car, silent but furious. I couldn't stop crying. My own family set me up. They wanted to erase my life with Liam, like it didn't matter, like our baby didn't matter. That night, I sat at our kitchen table, staring at my phone. Liam rubbed my shoulders, his touch grounding me. We need to draw a line, Emma, he said. I nodded. No more games. I opened my laptop and typed an email to Susan, Claire, and Ryan. My fingers flew, anger pouring out. Do not contact me again, ever. If you do, my lawyer will handle it. I attached our attorney's contact info, hit send, and felt a weight lift, but I knew it wouldn't end there. Ethan called the next morning. Mom's freaking out, he said. She told Dad you're overreacting. I scoffed. Overreacting? They ambushed me. Dad, though, was done. He packed a bag and left Susan's house in Salem. I can't stay with someone who'd hurt my kid, he told me. His voice was heavy, like he'd aged 10 years. He moved into Ethan's spare room in Beaverton, just outside Portland. Claire didn't stop. She started spreading lies. Mutual friends called me, confused. Claire says Liam's controlling you, one said. She's worried you're not yourself. I clenched my jaw. Claire was spinning a story, painting herself as the victim. Ryan chimed in too, telling people I'd come back to him someday. It made my skin crawl. I'd had enough. I opened Facebook and typed a post. Every word was raw, honest. I described the lunch, the letter, the insane demand about Liam's parental rights. I named names Susan, Claire, Ryan. My fingers hesitated over the post button. Liam squeezed my hand. Do it, he said. So I did. By morning, my inbox was flooded. Friends were shocked. Some family members sided with Susan, calling me dramatic, but most supported me. Claire's reputation tanked. Ryan got dragged online, his comment section a mess. Susan didn't back down. She called Ethan, ranting about grandparents' rights. She even mentioned custody of my unborn child. My blood ran cold. Liam and I met with our lawyer the next day. She has no case, he assured us, but document everything. We started to file texts, voicemails, screenshots. Ethan sent me Claire's messages, begging him to talk sense into me. She claimed I was tearing the family apart again. Dad came over that weekend. We sat on our porch, the Portland skyline faint in the distance. I'm so sorry, Emma, he said. His eyes were red. I should have stopped this sooner. I hugged him, my throat tight. You're here now, I whispered. Ethan joined us, bringing coffee from a shop on Hawthorne. He looked exhausted. Claire's telling everyone you're the bad guy, he said, but I've got your back. The support felt good, but the betrayal stung deeper. Susan and Claire weren't just meddling, they were trying to control my life, my baby's future. I thought about my daughter, due in 2 months. I touched my belly, feeling her kick. No way would I let them near her. Liam and I made a plan. New locks, security cameras, and a clear message to anyone who sided with them. We were done playing nice. 2 weeks after the ambush, I was running errands in Portland. My phone buzzed Ethan, checking in. I smiled, grateful for his support, but as I pulled into our driveway, I saw a familiar car, Susan's sedan. My heart sank. I peeked through the window. Susan and Claire were inside my house. My house. I felt sick. Our cleaning lady, Maria, must have let them in. She'd known Susan for years, didn't know about the drama. I hadn't thought to warn her. My hands shook as I dialed Sophie, Ethan's wife, who lived 10 minutes away in Beaverton. They're in my house, I whispered, my voice breaking. Please, come quick. Sophie arrived like a storm. She marched up to the porch, her voice sharp. Susan, Claire, get out, now, or I'm calling the police for trespassing. Susan's face twisted, all fake tears. We just want to talk, Emma. Claire clutched a photo of me and Ryan from high school, waving it like evidence. You belong with him, she shouted. I stayed in my car, my chest tight. Sophie didn't budge. Leave, or I'm dialing 911. They finally left, Susan muttering about fixing me. I couldn't breathe right. My head spun. Liam rushed home from work, his face pale when he saw me. We went straight to the doctor. My blood pressure was through the roof. This stress isn't good for the baby, the doctor said, her voice firm. You need calm, Emma, now. I nodded, tears streaming. My daughter's safety was everything. Liam and Dad took over. They changed the locks, installed cameras around our Portland home. Dad confronted Maria, gently. No more letting Susan in, he said. Maria was mortified, apologizing profusely. I didn't blame her, but it hurt. My own mother, sneaking into my space. Claire kept texting Ethan, begging him to save me from Liam. He ignored her, forwarding every message to our lawyer. The stress didn't stop. Susan called mutual friends, claiming I was unstable and needed her help. Claire posted cryptic Instagram stories hinting I'd abandoned my family. I felt cornered, like they were everywhere. One night, I woke up sweating, my heart racing. Liam held me, whispering, "We'll protect our girl. I promise." But I was scared. What if they showed up again? Dad moved out of Ethan's place, renting a small apartment nearby. He was done with Susan for good. I can't forgive her for this, he told me, his voice raw. He spent evenings at our house helping Liam paint the nursery. Ethan and Sophie brought dinner, trying to keep things light, but I could see the worry in their eyes. My family was splitting apart, and I was caught in the middle. I touched my belly, feeling my daughter kick. She was my reason to fight. Susan and Claire weren't just meddling, they were risking her life. I met with our lawyer again. We're sending a cease and desist letter, he said. They need to know this is serious. I nodded, my jaw tight. I didn't want to escalate, but they left me no choice. My home, my baby, my life, they didn't get to control that. Our lawyer sent the cease and desist letter. It was blunt. Susan and Claire were to stop all contact, or we'd escalate to legal action. I felt a mix of relief and dread. Would they listen? Liam squeezed my hand. We're done letting them hurt you, he said. His voice was steady, but his eyes were tired. This was wearing us all down. We made a big decision. We moved to a new house in Lake Oswego, just outside Portland. A fresh start. Dad rented the guest house, close enough to help, but with his own space. The old place was leased out. I didn't want any trace of Susan or Claire near us. We told Maria the new rules. No one gets in without our okay. She nodded, still guilty about before. Ryan didn't stop either. He started telling people my baby was his. My daughter Lily, not even born yet, and he was claiming her. I was livid. Liam called his employer, a nonprofit in Salem working with vulnerable women. We sent screenshots, texts, everything. Ryan's lies were a liability. They suspended him, pending review. I didn't care if he lost his job. He'd crossed every line. fine. Dad sat me down one night, his face heavy. Emma, I need to tell you something. My stomach twisted. He admitted he'd been paying for Claire's son, Noah, to go to private school. It was why Claire let him see his grandson. But Noah started repeating her lies, calling Lily an affair baby. He even pushed Ethan's kid at a birthday party saying, "You're not her real cousin." My heart broke for Noah, caught in Claire's mess. Dad cut the funding. "I can't support that," he said, his voice cracking. Susan and Claire doubled down. They posted a video on Instagram, crying about being abandoned. Claire called herself a saint for supporting Mom. I didn't watch it. Our lawyer did, adding it to the file. Ethan blocked their numbers. Sophie deleted her socials to avoid their stalking. We were closing every door they tried to pry open. Lily was due soon. I focused on her, on Liam, on the family who showed up for us. Dad helped set up the crib, his hands steady, but his eyes sad. "I should have protected you better," he said. I hugged him. "You're here now." That was enough. For the first time, I felt like we were building something safe, something theirs couldn't touch. Lily was born on a rainy Portland morning. Holding her, I felt whole. Liam's eyes sparkled, tears on his cheeks. "She's perfect, Emma," he whispered. Dad was there, snapping photos, his smile brighter than I'd seen in years. Ethan and Sophie brought balloons, their kids giggling over Lily's tiny fingers. My family, my real family, was here. Susan and Claire, they didn't exist in this moment. Dad finalized his divorce from Susan. He got a small place in Lake Oswego, near us. He's like a new man, laughing more, even dating someone. Her name's Linda, a kind woman who owns a nail salon. She gets our crazy family dynamics, doesn't push. Susan lost it when she heard. She called Dad a midlife crisis cliche. I heard it through the grapevine. Didn't care. She kept her house in Salem, got a payout, but struggles without Dad's budgeting. Claire's in the same boat. Dad cut her off after Noah's outburst. No more handouts. Ryan's life imploded. His employer fired him. The nonprofit couldn't risk his lies, especially with their work protecting women. He sent me a 10-page letter, ranting about how I ruined him, claimed Liam was jealous, scared of his love for me. I didn't read it. My lawyer did, filing it away. Ryan's still out there, telling people Lily's his. A stranger at a grocery store asked me if she was Ryan's baby. My jaw dropped. I told her no, walked away, my hands shaking. Liam was furious but calm. "He's done, Emma. Let him sink. We've built a fortress around our life. New numbers, private socials, no leaks. Ethan and Sophie are our rocks, hosting brunches at their Beaverton home. Their kids adore Lily, calling themselves her protectors. My mother-in-law Karen visits weekly, respectful and warm. She's a retired flight attendant, turning babysitting into airplane adventures for the kids. It's joy I never thought I'd have. I still miss the mom I thought I had. Sometimes I cry, wishing I could share Lily's milestones with her. But Susan's not that person. She threatened my baby, my health. Claire's no better, still posting sob stories online, begging for sympathy. They're alone now, their own doing. I chose Lily, Liam, Dad, Ethan. I chose peace. Liam and I talk about growing our family, maybe another baby, maybe adoption. We're not sure yet. Therapy helps, keeping us grounded. Dad and Ethan join sometimes, healing their guilt. We're stronger now, a unit. Lily's laughter fills our home, drowning out the past. I look at her, sleeping in her crib, and know I did right. This is my family. This is my life. And no one, not Susan, not Claire, not Ryan, gets to take that away.